Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I'm going to talk about the Facet Duralift electric fuel pump after 2 years of use. I would definitely recommend doing this upgrade to your truck. I would say it's an alternative rather than an upgrade because there's nothing wrong with having a mechanical pump, but the advantages of these are several and a lot of them. So number one thing is, with a flick of a switch you can start your pump, and if you have diesel leaking down back to the tank at night and you have a leaking problem, then all you have to do is just click the switch, hook it up, let it run for like a minute before you start the truck, instead of having a mechanical pump. That mechanical pump is going to really only pump when you're cranking, so that way you save on your battery charge. So the cranking time will be significantly a lot better. You won't have to crank a lot, especially in case of having these kind of problems of leaky return lines. So for example, my return lines are not really old and they're still leaking. They didn't really last for 6 months and my return line there start leaking. I gotta go fix it, and I'm still considering the R&D IDI upgrade for it. So that's number one advantage. Number two is you got a clear fuel filter housing. The clear fuel filter housing will permit you to see right through and see if there's water. Like in this case, I have water. It's really handy, and also it will permit you to see it every day you use the truck, rather than just counting on the filter here. If you only count on this filter, you can't see nothing. So I got a wicks there, and also I got this. And since I got these two, the IP and the injectors are very well protected with a double filters. So very easy to unscrew. The only bad, that's number two advantage of having this, and taking the filter housing off, and the filter too, it's not that hard at all. Depends on what you do with the mounting. We'll talk about a third. Don't lose that O-ring, because if you're in the middle of nowhere and you took it off and you lost the O-ring, that's a pain in the ass. I'd recommend buying a backup O-ring, put it in your glove compartment just in case. So number three advantage is you can easily install this anywhere. It's not like an advantage, but installing it anywhere around here. Like you can even get a wire tie, like a lot of people, they put it on the receiver dryer or accumulator. So you know, there are a lot of possibilities. Like me, I just got an angle piece and in the bottom, and then just a regular piece of metal, welding them all together and lined up the holes. Self stoppers in the bottom, all good to go. Got a lot of wires, but that's the way it is. Also, I'm running on a 5 amps. I forget what the recommendation, but I have just put this 5 amps here now today. I lost my 3. I usually take it off for safety, for anti-theft thing. So if somebody just took it at night, you're not gonna find a fuse. But I used the 3 amps for a long time, no problem. 5 amps should also work, no big deal. It feels like this is a really good solution to have for a really worn fuel hoses and system you have. If you have a really worn system that is really prone to leak a lot, so it's good to have this, and it will hook you up. This truck have really bad fuel tanks, and I can tell from here, you can see it here. Imagine that all that debris will go right through your mechanical pump. So I blocked off that with a 454 block off plate. They match our IDIs 6.9 or 7.3. There are a bunch of videos online on these. There's a lot of guys that do work on this, but I figured I'd put my own review on this. And I wouldn't really think it's expensive to spend 150 bucks on Duralift. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe and hit like button.